That's a little bright, a little crazy on the color. Let me just go ahead and get better framed in the shot. All right, what's going on, everybody? It is Thursday morning as I begin this. Damn, it just looks crooked to me. There we go. That looks a little better, maybe. Thursday morning as we begin this, and yesterday we went and checked out the monstrosity of a house of 5.2. This house is in a very lower income area. The median income in this area is $42,000. The median rent is like 800 bucks. The housing prices are a decent amount lower than on the state average. In fact, everything is a decent amount lower than the state average. Income, everything, rent. So some major cookies right there to begin with this particular house. That I'm ready to pull the trigger on. So some interesting things to share with you guys since last filming, which was just yesterday. I would talk with the wholesaler slash realtor, young kid, 19 years old, very nice guy. I like this guy a lot. And I would ask about wiggle room in the price. This thing was originally listed for $125,000 on Zillow, $128,000 on Facebook Marketplace. He told me that we could get this house probably for about $119,000. I was interested at that point. Well, it turns out after talking with him even further, we've gotten that price down to $114,000. Now that's a great deal for a 5-bedroom, 2-bath house. However, easily, I got my notes right here, easily $150,000 in renovations, and that's being hopeful. That's wishful thinking. Roof, 15 grando. Maybe it's more. Electrical, 18,000, and I'm getting a quote today, and that quote could potentially be even higher than that. HVAC, I'm just throwing a number out there, hopefully 18,000. Plumbing, 8,000. Kitchen, 20,000. 3 bathrooms, one of which doesn't even exist yet, 20,000. Exterior of the house, which is going to involve fixing the concrete walls down on the first floor and maybe putting up some sort of luxury siding. I don't know what luxury siding would be. Hardy plank. I got the exterior, and that's including front porch, back porch, yard cleanup at $20,000. That might not be enough at all. Windows. I know I'm not even anywhere in the ballpark. If we had to replace all of those windows that are going to be all sorts of funky custom sizes, I've got that at $20,000, but I'm thinking we may need to try to salvage those old windows, possibly just get them working and operational again and save that $20,000 for something else, because I think windows will probably come in way higher. And there's a potential that everything that I've listed could be way higher. Will any of this be any less than what I've mentioned? Probably not. Probably not. Everything that I've mentioned thus far gave us a total of $139,000 with $11,000 left over on a $150,000 budget. All in on this house, purchase price plus repairs, we'd be at $264,000 with the hope of being able to sell this house for $4+. Now, based upon the area, I don't know that that's possible. They got a couple of houses out there. They got a 6-7, an old bed and breakfast for almost $700,000 or $800,000. They got the 4,900 square foot home listed and under contract now for $468,000. We've talked about that. The difference in that house, however, is that's a 1990. This house is a 1910. I don't know if that would be comparable or not. The only comparison that I'm looking at is the fact that people are paying these prices in that area. So there's some hope right there. This is a major, major risk with a shit ton of work that needs to get done. I've set a 1-year deadline on this house, 6 months of repairs, maybe longer, maybe 8. And then however long left after, 6 or 4 months on the market to sell. If this goes through according to plan and everything is just picket fences and fairy tales, yo, we could do so much for this area just boosting housing prices. And who knows, maybe we could be one of the first in on this area that a lot of other people seem to be scared to mess with. That's what it is. It's a risk. It's a major risk at that. And all I've ever talked about, my willingness to risk it all. I am very willing. Also, to note, I mentioned in a previous video possibly trying to get investors. Well, I have the potential right now to have 2 investors. And both of these seem to be, both of these I know, and both of these are very serious investors. I'm not going to name names. We're going to keep this super professional. But there is the potential that I'm going to have a little bit of help on this in terms of financials. Because I'm going to be honest with you, can I do this myself? We're talking about $264,000 total investment, and it could even end up being $275,000. I can do it myself. I can't do it right this second, but throughout the course of this project, I could most certainly do this myself. But I don't want to. It would be nice to have a little bit of wiggle room with some investors. And let me tell you something that I've come to realize just talking to these potential high prospect investors and also talking with my wife about this. If you're going to invest on this project with me, or if you're going to invest in this project with me, your money is my number one concern, right? My second concern. My number one concern is finishing this project and seeing a substantial profit, boosting up an area. I mean, being a developer out here. Second on that list is, well, if it doesn't go according to plan and we blow the budget completely out the water and we are super underwater, well, then ultimately we're going to end up selling. We'll sell for a loss, but the investors will get their money back, and I'll just end up accruing even more of a loss because of the investor. It's almost that much more of an incentive for me to make sure that this shit goes right. Another thing, I got 2 more things that I need to mention real quick before we move on with today, because today is a very important day. We could get this project done for $264,000, for $275,000, whatever it ends up being, and maybe the house doesn't sell for $425,000 or $400,000. Maybe it only sells for like $350,000. Well, we'll still see a profit. It just won't be the profit that we want to see. But of course, with doing something like this, we're already pushing it to the limit. We're going to do so when it comes to that listing price if and when we get there. And we will get there if we go through with this. Now, the final thing that I want to mention is talking with the wholesaler / realtor young dude. Today, I'm supposed to go give him an earnest money deposit showing good faith on this of $1,000. And I'm also supposed to show a proof of funds saying that I've got $114,000 in the bank right now. I don't even like getting this personal with you, but I don't have that at all. Now I've got that money, right? I just don't have that money right this second. I've got shit going on everywhere. I got crypto, I've got investments, I got the flip house, and then I've got money that I've actually got. I've got money that I've got coming in. I've got money that I've got access to. I've got credit. There's always credit. I don't have a proof of funds right this second. Now, when I told this young man that I was very serious about this and I wanted to go through with this, I set a close date that I want to be able to close, and that will ensure that I absolutely have the money, right? I mean, I'm willing to give you a $1,000 EMD showing good faith, and what's the worst that can happen? I'll lose my money, you don't lose a thing. So I share that with you because I've got 2 ways that I'm planning to go about the proof of funds, and well, they're both a little unorthodox, I think, right? Maybe one's not as crazy as it sounds. So the first one is I got to imagine that this young man, I keep wanting to say like this dude or this kid, this young man has probably Googled who I am to see that I'm serious. And, I make no qualms about it that probably wasn't. Like, I know when you Google me, a bunch of shit comes up. YouTube after prison show, like, he's got to know, right? And I never make it a thing. I'm never no, egomaniac, as some may think that I am. But, like, you can see my net worth. That's something that's listed. Is that even accurate? So what if I tried to use my net worth as a proof of fund? Huh? We're talking about thinking outside the box here. That would be super kind of egotistical if you ask me. That's not the way that I plan to go about this. The way that I plan to go about this is when I meet with this young man to give him this EMD, he's got to sell this to the other realtor because he's representing the seller and the realtor. And he also works for a realty company. So he's got to be the one to sell me to them, right? So at least I'm hoping he'll be willing to do that because he's got a stake in this, the profit that he's going to see from this deal. So I'm planning on trying to meet with him over at the flip house, which is under contract, is scheduled to close. And folks, breaking news. I forgot to mention this as well. This is kind of a big deal. I just got information yesterday. I didn't think that I would. My realtors hit me up yesterday I'll read you the message. They said we had to go through some hoops with the appraiser, but just heard back we are at value with no repairs needed. How about that? How about that? $138,000 was what we listed it for, not originally, $142,500. And we dropped the price after 3 days, but we hit right on the money at $138,000. So that's really awesome. And we might be getting ready to turn that right around into this unbelievably huge HGTV worthy, you better holla at me. You probably won't though. It's called Felon Flippers, and that probably just leaves a real bad taste in people's mouths. Undertaking for flip number 3. I'm pretty excited about all of this. We just gotta hope that we're able to secure this deal with the closing that we want. I'm also going to do a title search because you have to do that. I don't care if they tell you that the title's clear. You have got to do your own title search. That's $300. And I'm also thinking about bringing in a potential inspector just for foundation. We'll see. And by the way, if the title came back not clear, well, then that would be my reason for not going through with the deal. But can we secure this deal without a proof of funds? Well, we're going to find out. Hopefully we can, because I really want to get into this house. All right, cool deal. It is 10:08 and let me speak. All right, 10 o'clock in the morning, and just got off the phone with the realtor on the mansion. That's what we're going to start referring to that as. And a couple of things about that. So I told him, I said, hey, look, who do I need to make the EMD out to? He told me the law group, so cool deal there. I mean, this is super official shit. We've got the real estate attorneys involved in this. Just more proof of the legitimacy of this, I guess I should say. But I have to be a legitimate person. And I told him, I said, well, who do I need to make the EMD out to? He told me, and then I said, hey, look, I gotta shoot you straight. I don't have the proof of funds. Now, what I didn't say and what I want to share with you is, do you know how easy it is to create a fake proof of funds, a fake letter from the bank saying that you have X amount of dollars? It's really not hard. I almost thought about doing that, but you okay, buddy? Louis didn't like that. Louis said, Joe, don't do that. I said, hey, look, I don't have a proof of funds. Now, also, I did some research. You do not need a proof of funds. It's only a requirement on the seller's end, right? To show legitimacy of the buyer, okay? And I said, hey, look, I don't have proof of funds. However, I do have my flip property that I'm gonna meet you at to give you this earnest money deposit so you can see that I've got this. I'm legit and I want this house. However, that money's tied up in the flip house right now, and I'm gonna take that closing and I'm gonna roll it into the next purchase. So he's okay with this, and he's thinking that this is going to be okay. It's not really up to him. It's up to the law office. So we'll see. But you don't need a proof of funds so long as you're a serious person. And I said, let the fact that I'm going to meet you over at the flip property speak to my seriousness and my legitimacy, and also the fact that I'm giving you the earnest money deposit. What do you got to lose? There's no other buzz or interest in this house. Nobody wants to come within 6 feet of this thing. People are trying to socially distance themselves. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. Oh, I was about to say, what if I don't have the keys to the flip house? So this is my house. I just don't have keys to it. So we can't go inside of it and look around. But no, I found them. Yeah, I said, so, really, if I don't live up to my end of the bargain, which is buying the house, I'll just lose my $1,000 earnest money deposit. And I don't want to lose that. I'd rather, risk $250,000 in total. Talking about the purchase price plus the renovations. I got to get the show on the road. I got to hit the bank. Then I'm going to go meet him. Hopefully everything's going to be good to go. We're going to go start signing some paperwork. Yeah. And what was I going to say? Oh, one other thing. So thinking about trying to get quotes for how much, ballparks, HVAC, electrical. I should hear something, hopefully ballpark on electrical today. If I do, I'll share that with you. But while researching contractors and companies closer to, way out there, I was reading some reviews and yo, I didn't even take into consideration how backlogged some of these companies could be. So it might be months before they can get there. And in terms of electrical, yo, hey, we gotta get that electrical going ASAP, because if this thing moves forward, roof and electrical, they gotta go immediately. Then the plumbing, then we can start worrying about putting this house back together. So let's go meet the realtor and let's go sign some contracts, folks. Shit is gonna get real quick. Flip number 3. She's a gosh darn mansion. Bigger than my house, actually, twice the size of the house that I actually live in. How about that? All right, over at the flip house, and not gonna be too many more times of coming over here, so I'm getting ready to meet with the realtor for the next potential house over here, you know, just to show, hey, look, this is serious. I'm serious, so take me serious, and let's start signing some documents. Got the earnest money deposit for $1,000. Bing. Crazy to think that this is how it's all gonna begin right here. And you know, I look at this house, and as I walk in here, I just think like what all we went through to do this, issues with contractors, oh my God. You know, this is a 700 square foot home, or 7 and some change, and we're getting ready to go up into 4,100 square feet. That is like almost 4 times the size of this. Maybe it's more than that actually. No, 4 times 7 is 2,800. 2,800? Holy shit. We're getting ready to do almost 8 times the size of this. Damn. Can you imagine if we put Formica countertops in that mansion? Wouldn't that be something? All right, I'm gonna meet this guy over here. I gotta be careful because I'm almost out of battery on this, and let you know how all of this goes. Alrighty, just leaving from flip 2 and signing contracts for flip 3. We are officially under contract for the mega mansion. How crazy is that? So we got a 7-day inspection window. Maybe, probably, it'd be a good idea to get somebody to go crawl that thing. Over this weekend, I'm gonna take my wife to go check it out, get her thoughts on the house, which she's already seen the video of it, and I know she likes it a lot. So, man, how crazy is it to think that we are ready to move on to the biggest house yet? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna hit the P.O. box. I haven't been there in a long time, and I've been meaning to do that. All right. I'm gonna wrap this up for now. I might have a mail time video coming for after prison show if there's some stuff in the P.O. box. Oh God, I thought that was a cop. Yeah, I think it is, it doesn't matter. Yeah, I haven't done a mail video in a long time, so maybe we'll be able to do that. But for now, I'll go ahead and just wrap this up because there's nothing else really going on. I was gonna go try to do the landscape job today, but we are definitely dealing with probable rain in the forecast. And I think tomorrow is supposed to be a little bit nicer, so we'll save that for then. I'll keep you posted on what else develops. Maybe, I don't know what else should be developing, but talk with you guys again real soon, and let me know what you think. Good idea, bad idea. We're in it now, folks. We're in it. 5-2, out in bumfuck who? Here we come. Let's get it, dude.